But then he turns to Peter and gives Peter a rhema word. A rhema word is when God specifically says something to you. He goes from talking to the multitudes to talking to Peter. He goes from logos to rhema. And this is where you know you're coming to your breakthrough, when God is talking to you.
Right.
Yeah, help me, Lord. But there are three interactions. There are three interactions before every breakthrough. The first is a stipulation. He says, launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch. If you want a great catch, you got to launch out to the deep. That's the stipulation. There's always a stipulation before there's a breakthrough. Now, the stipulations may not be stimulated. You know, sometimes God tell you to do stuff that you ain't excited to do.
Yes, right.
There's always a stipulation because it has to challenge your faith. Now, usually, the fish will hang around the shallow waters at night, which is why Jesus' stipulation didn't make sense to Peter. I called our very own illustrious fisherman, Elder Don Bradley, Sr. Because I can fish, but I ain't a fisherman. No. It's a difference.
Yeah.
Just because you know how to do something, I mean you are that. Like some of y'all play basketball, but y'all ain't hoop. But the fish in the daytime would migrate throughout the sea. They don't stay in specific places. They just migrate throughout. But when it gets cool at night, they come closer to the bank. They come closer to the shallow. So they can harbor together. Well, Peter is now at the bank, and he's just tired now. If they ain't biting here, they ain't gonna bite when I get back to the deep. It don't make sense what you're telling me. In other words, to Peter, Jesus is over too. Because for one, Jesus is a preacher.
Right.
Secondly, Jesus is a carpenter.
Right.
I don't go to Jesus. I don't come to your job talking about sand the table, brother.
Yeah.
You preach, use the boat. I didn't tell you to say that in Greek and Hebrew.
Right.
Jesus, why you gonna come into my boat? And I'm a professional. You seen the sign. You seen Peter and Andrew fishing for it.
Right.
And have the audacity to tell me to go out further and launch again?
Right.
It just don't make sense.
Yeah.
It don't make sense to us. But essentially, Jesus was telling him to launch, which is in Greek, epinago. It means to thrust yourself. Thrust all of yourself on my word.
Right.
Thrust all of yourself on what I just said. I know you know what you're talking about, but right now I need you to thrust everything you have on my word.
Right.